Hello there everyone, it's me again, Waifu Belector, the only fair human on earth, and today we're back to talking about Mortal Kombat, because the end is nigh. Probably anyway. We're gonna talk about it, and this video will serve as a precursor to an inevitable future discussion we'll be having about Mortal Kombat. But what shape will that future discussion take, we still don't completely know. But anyway, I'm gonna talk about MK a little, I'm gonna chat about where we are and the state that it's in, like, subscribe, all that stuff if you end up enjoying, but for now, let's just get right into talking MK. So you may remember, a few months ago, leakers revealed to us that MK1 would end with this current round of DLC, Kombat Pack 2, that there were plans for a Kombat Pack 3, there were plans for more characters, there were plans for a new story expansion, but due to low sales of the first story expansion, Chaos Reigns, as well as just general negative sentiment surrounding MK1, now all that planned content is cancelled and the final bell will ring with the last character in Kombat Pack 2, who at time of recording is right around the corner from release. However, we then have to remember that all this was alleged. This didn't come with proof, it just came with a pretty reliable source and was just kinda generally believable as well. And there was a whole debacle right after where the leaker of this information fully retired shortly after the reveal, and a rumor started spreading around that Netherrealm was feeding people fake info to weed out the leakers. But then, other leakers still corroborated that MK1 was ending. Meanwhile, around the same time, data miners are finding new characters in the files. But it was being claimed that those were the scrapped Kombat Pack 3 characters. All the while, Netherrealm themselves were saying nothing and still have said nothing. So who knows what the fuck is going on? Still, as I said, the content ending rumors are pretty believable, so the public consensus is still that the T-1000 Terminator will be the final major DLC. And the most we got from anyone at Netherrealm was Ed Boon a month or so ago with a cryptic tweet about being excited to deliver future content, quote unquote. So the phrase future content got people thinking there might be more happening beyond Kombat Pack 2. But that Ed Boon tweet also had a gif of the T-1000 attached to it. So he was likely just talking about the unreleased and upcoming character, but Ed Boon has been known to troll and hint, and if there were a Kombat Pack 3 that he wasn't allowed to mention at the time, that might be how he referred to it sneakily, you know? But all of this speculation, all this confusion is about to come to an end, or at least it'll shift significantly, because the T-1000 Terminator, the final character of Kombat Pack 2, will be released in less than a week. And from there, of course they'll let the character breathe for a while, let everyone who wants to purchase maybe, but maybe a month or so after, if we're lucky it'll be sooner than that, Netherrealm is going to have to say something. They simply won't be able to sit quietly anymore. Clearly they were ordered to not comment on these rumors, because if the game is ending, then you don't want to undercut the last leg of your content sales by telling people that too early. You'd obviously wait until everything you wanted to sell was out and consumed. But if the game isn't ending, motives are a little more murky, because you'd think right when those rumors were happening, you'd just jump out immediately and say, no, that's not true, keep investing your time in the game, we've got more to come. But that didn't happen. The only reason I could see not to do that is if someone thought to take advantage of the unfortunate situation and flip it to use this as marketing by letting the rumor take hold and then making Kombat Pack 3 a huge surprise. Whereas beforehand, it just would not have been surprising at all. And while that's not completely unthinkable to me, it seems like a long shot theory, you know? And you know, reports of the game ending have also said that it's possible we'll be getting some smaller content drops even after Kombat Pack 2, but nothing major really. No playable characters or story expansions. At most, maybe some planned cameo fighters who are fairly close to being finished, but I'm not even sure if those would be sold to us at that point or just distributed for free or whatever, because the game would be all but over by then. Because if that were were indeed the case, I think by that point, Netherrealm would have already put out a statement about there being no more major updates besides maybe a big old balance patch or something. And if and when that statement is made, they aren't gonna try and sell us anything else. Now, obviously I still love MK. MK1 has some redeemable qualities even if it didn't quite hit the mark as a full package, but like most people, I am mostly ready for MK1 to just wrap it up and Netherrealm put their full focus on the next project. A project they've said they've known was the next game for years now. That's what Ed Boon said. The next game after MK1 was decided on years ago. And he said it multiple times, so this thing is locked in. Come on, Injustice 3. But whatever it is, if MK1 is in fact ending soon, that would mean that they've already been on the wind down. And you know what happens when studios start winding down games? They start some early form of production on the next game, especially Netherrealm. That's how they used to give us a game every 2 years. So we're gonna find out soon if MK1 is done. And if it is, then maybe the next game isn't so horrendously far off. But no matter what happens, if we get that no more major update statement, or we get a truly shocking Kombat Pack 3 trailer, either way, I'm gonna be back on here to discuss it and talk about why, how, and where Netherrealm goes from that point. I'm excited because no matter what happens, we have a good talking point. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it, because it's gonna be fun. In the meantime, like this video if you ended up enjoying it. I'll see you back here before you know it to talk more MK. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I am Waifu Belector. I'm just a normal guy. I like hentai, and I'm excited for Netherrealm news. Goodbye.